Ethan returns to his family's old farmhouse, uncovering secrets of courage and hope hidden for generations. What starts as renovation becomes a journey of healing for him and his community. Ethan Parker hadn't seen his family's old farmhouse in years. Driving down the dusty road into the Virginia countryside, he felt a strange mix of nostalgia and uncertainty. The house his great-grandfather built stood weathered and worn, its wooden walls telling stories of decades past. Ethan's city life seemed far away now, replaced by the quiet whispers of the land. He knew this project was more than just fixing a building, it was about rediscovering roots. As Ethan stepped onto the creaky porch, the scent of earth and pine filled his lungs, grounding him in a way he hadn't felt before. The house seemed alive, waiting patiently for someone to bring it back to life. Each broken window and faded paint stroke carried memories he couldn't yet name. He wasn't just renovating wood and nails, he was about to uncover a hidden legacy. The deeper he looked, the more he realized this place held secrets beyond his imagination. The first days were tough. Ethan's hands grew calloused as he worked from dawn until dusk, clearing debris and patching holes. Neighbors glanced his way, some curious, others wary of the outsider trying to revive old bones. But it wasn't just physical labor. Every hammer strike echoed with stories he hadn't heard, memories buried in dust. This slow process was teaching him patience, and awakening a courage he didn't know he had. One evening, while sorting through a pile of forgotten things in the attic, Ethan found a small, leather-bound diary. Its cover was cracked, initials faintly etched, J.P. Curious. He opened it and found the first line scrawled in bold handwriting, "In the darkest times, hope finds a way." That night, under the soft glow of a lantern, Ethan began reading, unaware that this simple book would change everything he thought he knew about his family. The diary belonged to Jonathan Parker, Ethan's great-grandfather, a man whose quiet strength had been lost to time. As Ethan turned the fragile pages, vivid scenes from a distant past unfolded, stories of hardship, bravery, and an unyielding hope amid struggle. Jonathan had lived through turbulent times, yet his words spoke of resilience and kindness that transcended fear. The house wasn't just a home, it was a sanctuary for those who needed protection. Ethan's mind wandered to the small town surrounding the farm, a close-knit community where everyone knew one another's names and stories. The field stretched wide and green, dotted with patches of wildflowers and old oak trees standing tall like silent guardians. Life here was slow, shaped by the seasons and the land's demands. This rural rhythm seemed worlds apart from Ethan's busy city life, but also felt deeply familiar in a way he couldn't explain. He met Tom Sullivan, the neighbor who had lived on his family's land for decades. Tom was rough around the edges, with hands hardened by years of farming and a quiet wisdom in his gaze. Despite his initial skepticism, Tom saw Ethan's determination and began sharing stories about the town's past and the importance of preserving its heritage. Their uneasy friendship became a bridge connecting Ethan to the heart of this place. Alongside Tom, Ethan also found an ally in Lily Carter, a childhood friend who had grown into a passionate environmentalist. She helped him understand the delicate balance of nature surrounding the farm, the streams that nourished the soil, the forests that whispered ancient secrets, and the wildlife that called this place home. Together, they dreamed of restoring the house in a way that honored both the land and its history. Days turned into weeks as Ethan's work on the house progressed, each nail driven with purpose and every brushstroke a step closer to revival. But it was in the quiet moments, alone with the diary, that the true story began to emerge. Jonathan's words revealed that during a dark chapter in the town's history, the farmhouse had sheltered more than just family. It had been a refuge for those fleeing persecution. The secret beneath the floorboards whispered of courage few knew. The discovery of a hidden door behind a dusty bookshelf in the basement confirmed the diary's tale. Ethan's heart raced as he carefully pushed it open, revealing a small, dim room filled with remnants of lives once hidden. Old blankets, worn photographs, and faded letters lay scattered, telling stories of fear, hope, and the unbreakable will to survive. This secret shelter was a testament to the bravery of his great-grandfather and the sacrifices made in silence. News of Ethan's discovery spread through the town, stirring up long-buried memories and mixed emotions. Some locals expressed pride in their shared history, while others reacted with discomfort and denial. Whispers of family secrets and lost reputations stirred tensions that had been dormant for decades. Ethan found himself caught between honoring the truth and navigating a community reluctant to face its past. Despite the growing resistance, Ethan's resolve only strengthened. Supported by Maggie, his wise grandmother, and bolstered by Tom and Lily's unwavering loyalty, he vowed to bring this hidden chapter of the town's story to light. The farmhouse was no longer just a building to repair, it was a beacon for healing, remembrance, and the strength found in embracing even the darkest parts of history. The tension in the town grew as Ethan prepared to share the full story with the community. Invitations were sent for a small gathering at the farmhouse, where he planned to unveil copies of Jonathan's diary and display the relics found in the hidden room. He hoped this act of openness would foster understanding and unity, even though he knew it might reopen old wounds. The night of the event felt heavy with anticipation and uncertainty. On the evening of the gathering, only a handful of people arrived, mostly elders who remembered the past and a few curious younger faces. Among them was Grace, a quiet woman who stepped forward to reveal her own connection to the story. She was the daughter of one of the families hidden in the farmhouse all those years ago. Her presence brought a new layer of emotion, transforming the event from mere history lesson to a living testament of survival. As Grace shared her family's experiences, the room filled with a poignant mix of sorrow and hope. The stories breathed life into the faded pages of the diary, connecting past to present. Ethan watched as faces softened, barriers lowered, and empathy blossomed in the shared space. It was a turning point, the beginning of reconciliation between the town's painful history and its future. Though some still resisted, the seeds of change had been planted. The farmhouse, once a forgotten relic, had become a symbol of resilience and truth. Ethan realized that his journey was not just about restoring a house, but about healing a community, a responsibility he was now ready to embrace fully, no matter the challenges ahead. In the months that followed, the farmhouse began to transform into a place of remembrance and education. Ethan worked tirelessly with Lily to create exhibits that honored the diverse histories of those who had sought refuge within its walls. School groups visited regularly, listening with wide eyes to stories that had once been silenced. The air buzzed with renewed life, carrying the laughter and curiosity of a new generation eager to understand their roots. Tom, despite his gruff exterior, became one of Ethan's staunchest supporters, sharing his own tales of growing up in the town and the lessons passed down by his parents. His health declined, but his spirit remained unbroken. Before he passed, Tom left Ethan a weathered journal filled with even older stories, urging him to continue uncovering the past. It was a gift, a passing of the torch that deepened Ethan's sense of purpose. Yet, not everyone welcomed the changes. Some families, tied to the town's darker secrets, pushed back quietly, trying to undermine Ethan's efforts. Strange things began happening. The diary disappeared, tools went missing, and shadowy figures lurked near the farmhouse at night. Ethan realized that confronting the past was as much a battle against denial and fear as it was a restoration of wood and stone. Despite these challenges, Ethan stood firm. He found strength in the community members who had come forward, and in Lily's unwavering belief that truth could heal even the deepest scars. Together, they forged ahead, turning the farmhouse into a beacon of hope and resilience, a testament to the power of courage and unity in the face of adversity. Years passed, and the farmhouse's story spread far beyond the small town's borders, inspiring others to confront their histories with honesty and grace. Ethan and Lily, now partners in life and mission, expanded the project to include oral histories and community events, weaving together the threads of past and present. The house stood proudly, no longer just a shelter of old but a living monument to resilience and hope. Ethan often reflected on his journey, from a reluctant city dweller to the guardian of a legacy he barely understood at first. The farmhouse had taught him about strength born from simplicity, the importance of family and community, and the power of embracing even painful truths. It had changed not just the town, but himself. And through that transformation, he found peace. Maggie's wisdom remained a guiding light throughout, reminding Ethan that history wasn't just about remembering the past but shaping the future. With every visitor who walked through the restored doors, the farmhouse's spirit grew stronger, alive with stories, lessons, and a shared commitment to never forget. It was a place where courage lived on, carried by every hand willing to build a better tomorrow. As Ethan looked out over the fields, the sun setting in golden hues, he felt the quiet fulfillment of a mission fulfilled but never finished. The house was home again, not just in wood and stone, but in hearts and memories. And with that, he knew the greatest legacy was the hope passed down through generations, waiting to be nurtured and shared. Thank you for joining Ethan's journey of discovery and resilience. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an inspiring tale. Your support helps keep these stories alive. See you in the next video.